Hello, people. Welcome to Iron Port, the program that has been designed to bring Ghana's ports and maritime industry closer to you. It is proudly brought to you by Ghana Revenue Authority, Goil PLC Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Meridian Port Services, and Phoenix Insurance. Iron Port is powered by Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, a couple of months ago, Ghana's leading oil marketing company, Goil PLC, outdoored its state-of-the-art African bitumen terminal, which produces the highest quality of bituminous products. This week on Iron Pot, we had the opportunity to engage the leadership of Goil Bitumen, a subsidiary of Goil, to help us understand the strategic reasons that led into the diversification into bitumen and help us understand how this move supports and enhances Ghana's road construction sector. Take a listen.
Why bitumen? Why not any other area?
You know, bitumen is also a petroleum product.
Okay.
It is refined from crude oil, and then we obtain the bitumen. So if we are dealing in all other products, why don't we add bitumen?
Definitely, there must be a driving force, something that keeps driving you to continue with this. I mean, with all the challenges that you're talking about, what's the driving force?
You know what? In 2017, we did a research, and then we came out with the information that the government planned to do 10,000 overlays and new roads within 7 years, 10,000 kilometers. And that will require approximately 200,000 metric tons a year. Then we said, this demand is huge. So we'll definitely have to be in the business to take advantage of this and then serve our customers. So this mainly was our driving force to still be in the business and then serve our contractors.
Let's look at the goals, the outcome that you are looking forward to with the setting up of this bitumen terminal. Mr. Adongo, do you want to handle that for me?
Yeah, basically the goal is to ensure that bitumen is available for road construction and it is available at the right price also. And then also the right quality. And I'm stressing on the quality because many a times we complain of, that, they constructed a certain road and in less than a year, the road is getting damaged and things like that. Part of it could be the bitumen that was used. It could also be supervision of the work that was done or several other factors. But why don't we eliminate one of those factors? That is by way of providing the quality bitumen. So that once we provide the quality bitumen, at least one of those factors is eliminated.
Okay.
The other goal is to ensure that as much as possible, this industry is controlled by the local people rather than having to have a case where, contractors are bringing in their own bitumen. It should be possible for the contractors to obtain the bitumen from the local market. And so that was one driving force that we had. And the goal, as I said, is to ensure that we dominate the market so as to provide quality bitumens and to ensure that there's enough for our roads.
In terms of the construction process, I want you to share some insights with us as to how the whole terminal was built.
Okay, we still did our research work and we realized that, we need to build a terminal to serve our bitumen contractors. Now, how do we do that? First of all, we need to get a land very close to the port. I'll explain why it should be closer to the port.
Okay.
Now, we are going to get a product and it's going to come in vessels. Once the product gets to the port, we have to pump the product through a pipeline into our storage tanks. The distance matters because bitumen by its nature, it's very, very viscous. So we need to heat the product to temperatures above 140 degrees for it to flow. So we needed to construct a pipeline to our terminal, build storage tanks so that when the vessel comes and then hits the product, we transfer it through the pipelines into our storage facility. This pipeline is not just going to be like the other products, super diesel. We need to also heat the pipelines so that the product will continue to be hot, maintain that temperatures, and then it's discharged into the tanks. Apart from that, we need to transfer the products from tank to tank, have a loading bay, an automated loading facility so that we can guarantee the quantities that is being delivered into the tanks. And then also, we need to also get a generator so that when we go off power, we will be able to still operate. So these are some of the things we considered in constructing the terminal. And then in 2020, we decided to start the construction. God being so good, at the end of 2022, we completed with everything, and then we start operating.
So, I mean, what you want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that this process involved a lot because apart from the land acquisition that he talked about,
Which should be closer to the port.
For reasons of energy efficiency, because if you are too far away from the port, then you have to have a lot of pumping to do. That demands more energy. Apart from that, then they had to go through the contractor selection process, which was very rigorous, to get the right contractor that can construct the terminal to meet international standards. We also involve other contractors that would help us design the plant and provide us with the right equipment. So it really took a lot of time, and as he said, by 2022, all that was done, and then we began the test running of the place. And so far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Well, having understood how the building of the state-of-the-art facility, I mean, all that went into it, I think it's fair to understand the products portfolio and the quality standards that Goil Bitumen brings on board. So, I mean, let me just ask you this simple question. What is Goil Bitumen, and how does it actually fit into the broader picture of Goil's offerings in the bitumen industry?
Thank you very much. Goil Bitumen is actually a subsidiary of Goil. So we actually had to get this company going because we want it to be a different entity, but still under the Goil umbrella. So in the construction process of trying to get people to build a bitumen plant, we encountered a company in La Côte d'Ivoire called Société Multinationale de Bitume, SMB for short. We talked to them, and they were also interested in coming on board to have this facility built. So we talked to them, and then they also wanted to extend their storage facility from La Côte d'Ivoire to Ghana. Actually, SMB have been supplying the West Coast countries, most of them with bitumen. I'll explain why SMB and not Ghana.
Okay.
You know what? Bitumen is obtained from crude oil, but it isn't all crude oil that yields a lot of bitumen.
Okay.
So this company in La Côte d'Ivoire has a unit in their refinery, and they purchase crude oil that yields a lot of bitumen. They refine it, get a lot of bitumen, and then they serve the West Coast countries. So being on board, we felt was very strategic, so that at least they will have a storage also in Ghana, so that the contractors will not have to go to La Côte d'Ivoire, but then will purchase from our facility and then serve the contractors. Coming together, we formed a joint venture, and we called it African Bitumen Terminal, with Ghana or Goil having 60% and then SMB having 40%. That is all they wanted to do. But Goil decided that, look, we are not just going to go into the business of just receiving the bitumen and then selling it directly to road contractors. We want to add value to the products that we receive. So we want to actually go into production of a type of bitumen called polymer modified bitumen and then emulsions.
Okay.
We felt that the polymer modified bitumen is going to be the game changer.
Okay.
Why is that the case? This polymer modified bitumen is actually supposed to address the 3 pavement distress modes in road construction. That is, it's going to address the what we call the temperature differences between low temperature cracking. Then also, it is also going to address fatigue cracking. Then what we call permanent deformation of the roads. It's called rutting. Once these things are eliminated from road construction, we are good to go. So this polymer modified bitumen, we realized that it's going to be the game changer. So that's one. We wanted to do it alone. SMB weren't going to be part. And then also we are going to do bitumen emulsions. Bitumen emulsions and then polymer modified bitumen were going to be the production processes. So that was the reason we decided to form Goil Bitumen, which will handle the sale of bitumen products as it comes, and then market the polymer modified bitumen and then bitumen emulsion. That was why we created Goil Bitumen, so that we'll just be another entity of Goil.
In terms of refinement, does any of the processes happen in Ghana, like adding value to what you already have from Côte d'Ivoire?
Yes, there are 2 aspects of the bitumen refining. Sorry. The first is the raw bitumen that comes from Côte d'Ivoire, which is done through the main refining process. Then we have the second process, which he talked about that Goil decided to go into in order to enhance the quality of the bitumen. So the PMB is processed right here at our facility.
Okay.
What is the PMB? It's an addition of what we call polymers. Polymers, in the layman's sense, is like plastic, rubber, this tree, what do you call latex. So we have the polymers, different types of polymers. We have chosen to go with one of the best, in fact, the best type of polymer in the market. Technically, they call it the SBS polymer. That is what we use. So we add that polymer to the bitumen. We mill it. So it passes through a mill. So we mill it until it gets to a very fine consistency texture. Then we take it through our laboratory. We run various laboratory tests on the bitumen to ensure that to look at how it behaves long term. Look at how it will behave short term.
Okay.
How it will behave with heavy loads bearing situations. How it will behave under very high and very low temperatures. All those analyses are done.
Okay.
And after that, when we are satisfied that it meets international standards, then we release it to the market.
I want us to talk about duration and performance. What advantage has your bitumen, Goil's bitumen, what do you have over your other competitors?
Okay, let me take that. You see, with the ones I mentioned first, AC10, AC20, everybody uses that, and then we don't have any kind of advantage over any. But then the polymer modified bitumen, for roads that are constructed using, let's say, AC20, the asphalt roads, that has a lifespan of, let me say, 15 years. When you use the polymer modified bitumen, you can extend the life of the road to about 20 years. So that is why we are saying that you have to use the polymer modified bitumen. And I want to point out here also that polymer modified is not new in the country. The road from the Takoradi to Malam, they use polymer modified, but was imported into the country. Now we are producing it here at the Goil Bitumen plant, and then we are supposed to patronize it so that we'll improve the quality of our roads, have a longer lifespan, durable products, and then our roads will be very, very durable.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to add, you asked a question about the quality. I'm very particular about that, being a quality person myself. Quality-wise, I can bet you we meet top-notch international standards. As part of the setting up of this place, we went into partnership with one of the topmost companies in the U.S. that deals in these modified petroleum products. And then we came out with our formulation, which we use. And we have world-class laboratory equipment. In fact, if you enter our laboratory, it's world-class. And there is none in the country. Even our regulators cannot boast of the kind of equipment we have.
Tell me about it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
If you can take a tour at the plant one of these days, I would gladly welcome the team to the plant.
Okay.
Yes, where we have the top-notch equipment that we use to run these tests. So at the end of the day, when our technicians come out and certify that the product is good, they mean it is good. Yes.
Okay. So that gives you an edge over your competitors.
That's it.
Right. In terms of support from government, what kind of support would you need to further boost this business?
Thank you very much. You know one thing, there are contractors who import bitumen into the country themselves. Now, if these contractors import the bitumen and then they want to use it, they are actually exempted from paying VAT. Meanwhile, if they come to our plant to purchase, we have to charge them VAT. So if they compare the two, they think that it is even better for them to bring in the product where they will be exempted from VAT rather than coming to buy from us, which makes our products very expensive. So one very good support we need from the government is to try and then, I would say that take off the VAT elements from the local producers or suppliers, so that at least we will be that competitive to supply our customers. So this is one very major help that we will need from there.
Are
from
there
the government.
specific policies that you need government to put in place in this environment to help this business?
Yeah, so that is one policy, just to allow us not to charge VAT when we sell to the road contractors. Because at the end of the day, they are going to use it in constructing the road, and still it is the country that is going to benefit in the long run. It will make road construction at least cheaper, and then we will all benefit from it.
Are there plans to, you want to add on to that?
Yes, I wanted
Mr.
to add
Adongo?
on to the policies.
Okay.
Even the VAT, for instance, it's not just the output VAT alone, but also the input VAT.
Okay.
That is when the product gets into country. When we are clearing, we pay import VAT, and then we charge output VAT. Now, take it this way.
Okay.
The government is the owner of the roads.
Yep.
The contractors are building the road on behalf of the government. So the government makes the price of the product expensive by some 22, in fact, it's more than 22%, because the input VAT and the output VAT put together, you are increasing the cost of the product that you are using for the road by almost 50%. And then at the end of the day, the contractors are going to pass that cost to the government. So why doesn't the government just take out that? After all, they are the major. I can boldly state that over 90% of bitumen is used for road construction in Ghana. So why won't government just take out those two taxes, make the cost of the bitumen cheaper, and that ultimately makes the cost of constructing the road cheaper? That is one policy. The other policy is the restriction of importation of bitumen, where the government has to be very firm on the type and quality of bitumen that is imported in country. They shouldn't just allow any bitumen to be imported into the country and anybody just gets up and brings any bitumen. There have to be regulatory mechanisms to ensure that people are properly licensed and the bitumen that comes in country actually meets the standards set by the Highways Authority, the Ghana Standards Authority, and the MPA. That is extremely important.
So this
Aisha,
is
just let me add
okay,
to this,
engineer.
and specifically in terms of the policies, we will also wish that once polymer modified bitumen is now being produced in country and specifically at the Goil bitumen plant, if there could be a policy restricting the import of polymer modified bitumen into the country, because it is being produced here, you can get it here. Why do we have to allow people to import the polymer modified bitumen? It's a very good product. We will also wish that most highways, we cannot do all our highways with polymer modified bitumen though, but specific highways, strategic ones, the government or Ghana Highway Authority recommends that these roads be use polymer modified bitumen in the construction of these highways, and it will go a long way to help the country in the long run.
So we say kudos to the Goil family for their commitment to development in Ghana, and we hope the African bitumen terminal yields the expected outcomes in the near future. Now let us hear from you on the questions that you shared with us on the subjects that we have just discussed. After we will go on break and then return with more news. Stay tuned.
Ajoa from Accra says, how does this partnership between Goil and SMB benefit local businesses and industries in both Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire?
Local business people can come and purchase the product, and then like you were asking about expansion or other products, can do so many other things with this bitumen. If you care to know, bitumen can be used in the paint industry, in the built industry. And when I say built, this time I'm talking of houses and things like that.
Okay.
Also, we can use bitumen even in the manufacture of foams and other things. So there we will be expanding the market, and those in those categories will not need to go far away to go and look for their raw material. They can get the raw material right here in Ghana to do their business.
Alfred from Spentus says, wonderful initiative by Goil to get this collaboration in with SMB of La Côte d'Ivoire. These are the type of partnerships that will take industry in Africa to the next level. Kudos, team.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302-246-319 or 0243-690-492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Welcome to the GPHA port of Takoradi, Ghana's first commercial port. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA has in its quest to position the ports of Ghana as the leading trade and logistics hub of West Africa, embarked on a massive expansion drive at its Takoradi port, the first commercial port of the country. This has resulted in a radical transformation of the initial 7-berth low-drafted port, which was constructed in 1928, to an ultra-modern port fitted with deep-drafted container, multi-purpose dry bulk, and liquid bulk facilities. The 16-meter deep dry bulk terminal is the deepest in the sub-region, with a total quay length of 800 meters. It is fitted with a combined 3-kilometer length conveyor system, which comes with a 2,500 metric tons per hour ship loading capacity, which has greatly improved ship turnaround time at the port. The Marshall Liquid Bulk Terminal is a fully automated liquid bulk facility dredged to -14 chart datum and equipped with automated firefighting system. The facility is fitted with 5 loading arms for gasoline, diesel, LPG, bitumen, and heavy fuel. On the container side, Takoradi Port's 16-meter deep yield port and ATSL container terminal with a quay length of 600 is expected to receive container vessels in the 3rd quarter of the year.
Welcome back, viewers. Now let us move on to other local news in our ports and maritime sector.
Ghana's freight forwarding and trade associations have resumed protests against what they term unfair practices by shipping lines operating in the country. After an initial peaceful protest around the Tema Port enclave on September 24, the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Association of Customs House Agents of Ghana, Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana, Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, and Food and Beverages Association of Ghana held a press conference to protest on the same issue last Monday, November 4, 2024. The allied associations aim to end what they call illegitimate fees imposed by shipping lines. Despite a 14-day ultimatum after the September protest, they report that no corrective measures have been taken.
The shipping lines we know have a very strong muzzle. They have flexed these muzzles in the past. They still keep flexing it. But this is our sovereign nation. And for which reason we will expect that the laws of the land will have to be enforced.
The associations argue that these charges violate national laws, urging the Shippers Authority to enforce compliance under the new Ghana Shippers Authority Act 2024.
The shipping line's activities and the way it manifested and the way it hit us on the ground has not been because of the absence of law. It was not for lack of enactment, it was mainly for lack of enforcement. That is why the assent to the Shippers Authority law, even though gratifying, we will have an open mind to how they prosecute the agenda going forward.
The associations rehashed their demands.
Fridays after 5 p.m., their portals are shut. You see, the point is that all we are saying is that if you want to reap your demurrage, just show up for work. Today, the port works 24/7. If you go to MPS, it's 24/7. Food and Drugs Authority, 24/7. EPA, 24/7. National Security, 24/7. All the entities within the port work 24/7.
They called on the government and authorities to hold shipping lines accountable for these practices. As the year draws to a close, the Ministry of Transport has organized a health walk to promote physical well-being and strengthen camaraderie among its sector agencies. This event also served as a platform to raise public awareness regarding road safety. The health walk, which spanned over 10 kilometers along the Shiashi-Legon Atomic Madina route, supports the road safety campaigns of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority and the National Road Safety Authority, as both organizations mark their 25th anniversary. Other key transport agencies that participated in the health walk include the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Ghana Maritime Authority, Aircraft Accident and Investigation and Prevention Bureau, Volta Lake Transport Company, and the Regional Maritime University. The participants engaged road users along the route, sharing essential safety tips to foster a culture of road safety awareness. Engineer David Osafo-Adonting is the Director General of the National Road Safety Authority.
A few weeks from now, we're going to go to the elections. And then after the elections, we have Christmas also just around the corner. These are not times we call normal times, because if you look at our history, crashes increase during election periods and also during Christmas periods. So we have two serious issues to contend with. We want to take advantage of now through the advocates we have created here. That we shall go out there and create awareness of the risk we take when it happens to the road users.
The Chief Director of the Ministry of Transport, Mabel Sego, commended the enthusiasm of the participating agencies and hinted at more sector-focused events before the year ends.
This is not going to be the end. This year, the first quarter, we had a walk. We've had this walk, and I want to assure you that the end of the year, we are going to have a sector party. So please, get ready. There is going to be a walk and a get-together as well. I will not wait. This is not the time for speeches. I just want to thank you for coming, and also to say that let's respect one another. Let's use this occasion to do more of networking, because we need it.
This collaborative health walk reflects the ministry's commitment to fostering a safer and healthier environment for transport sector workers and the general public, highlighting the collective responsibility in ensuring road safety.
The Learning and Development Department of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has celebrated the 18th Francophone Week, highlighting the importance of French language proficiency within the organization. This year's theme, Mastering French in a Digital World, Learn, Connect and Speak, emphasized the integration of language learning in today's digital landscape. As part of the event, GPHA launched a French virtual class to support staff in developing French language skills, strengthening communication with the authority's Francophone partners across the region. The Learning and Development Manager at the Port of Tema, Solomon Sakite Tete, underscored the significance of French proficiency in both the professional and personal lives of GPHA staff, noting its role in building direct, effective pathways with Francophone neighbors.
I urge all of you to make the most of these opportunities. Immerse yourself in the language, rise to the occasion, and and follow your newly acquired abilities to serve as a springboard for improved development and comprehension in all of your dealings. We are grateful for our Francophone partners, facilitators, the pioneers of this very French school, for your contribution, your knowledge, enthusiasm for this particular project.
The transit manager at the Port of Tema, David Songotu, praised participants' dedication and encouraged them to continue practicing French in their daily interactions, reinforcing language skills over time.
The language itself, you must live in the cultural background of the language. We don't have that opportunity. What do? We create it. And that is why I'm so excited with the cultural display that you've done here. And when you take your phone and you are calling your colleague, please try to say bonjour. Try to say comment tu vas. In other words, speak the little French you know, because language is by practice.
Representing the Director General, GPHA's General Manager of Administration, Kwabena Edu Safo, noted that this year's theme aligns with the authority's commitment to digitalization in learning and communication. He emphasized GPHA's recognition of the critical role French language skills play in fostering seamless collaboration within the sub-region.
This week is a very important occasion for you to celebrate what you've learned throughout and the importance of learning French in our space, in our maritime industry. Ghana is surrounded by Francophone countries.
The Ghana Port and Harbours Authority-GPHA has conducted an intensive tactical swimming and survival skills training for 64 personnel from its fire and safety department. The training covered essential swimming skills, including buoyancy, gliding, flutter kicks, aquatic breathing, and breaststroke, aimed at enhancing the team's water-based rescue capabilities. At a graduation ceremony for the participants, the Learning and Development Manager at the Port of Tema, Solomon Sakite Tete, emphasized that the training equips personnel to perform their duties more effectively within the maritime environment. He encouraged the graduates to apply their newly acquired skills diligently to protect lives and properties in emergencies.
Our fire personnel requires this training in order to be able to handle fires within all the vessels that call at our ports. So this training is very key, especially not just fire and safety department, but for all the operators within the shore who operate within the forefront of our water, the area. It is important for them to have basic swimming skills and able to be able to deliver. Should unfortunately happen, somebody find themselves in the water, you'll be able to advance that skills to be able to sustain himself until divers will come to the aid. So that is how critical this particular training is for them.
Impressed by the progress made, the Fire and Safety Manager of the Port of Tema, Assistant Chief Fire Officer Alfred Okine, urged the trainees to reflect their skill in their daily operations, ensuring high standard of safety and preparedness.
They are going to be very effective on the waters because we do other inspections also. The vessel working on the sea, we are called upon. Any emergency on the water, we are called upon. So I think this is going to make them more effective and more confident in the work that they are doing.
A facilitator from Gaidan Health and Fitness Club Limited, Daniel Budu, provided an overview of the various swimming techniques taught, noting their critical role in enhancing operational readiness among GPHA's safety teams.
You realize they were doing the freestyle, they were doing the wedge kick, they were doing the flutter kicks. Now that they can swim, now the rest lies on them. You know, they have to now go and keep polishing, because as long as you keep swimming, you get to know a lot of tricks when you are in the water.
All right, folks, time to turn our attention to the international scene to have a look at what is happening there too.
Christiana Shipping announced the acquisition of NAFPIM Holding from Sogastren Shipping at the beginning of September 2024. The transaction has now been completed, following which a fleet of stainless steel chemical carriers, contract partners, and technical know-how will be added to Christiana Shipping. In total, the company's fleet has 42 vessels on the water, out of which 29 chemical carriers and 13 LPG vessels and other. The acquisition enables Christiana Shipping to increase its presence in Europe, with offices in Oslo, Copenhagen, Rotterdam, Marbella, and Gulf One. Norwegian cruise line ship Norwegian Dawn recently received the B30 sustainable biofuel blend from the Dutch provider Good Fuels, while docked at the IJmuiden cruise terminal in the Netherlands. The B30 biofuel blend, produced exclusively from feedstock certified as 100% waste and residues, was supplied by Finco Energies in partnership with KPI Ocean Connect.
Let us now take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berthed in the ports of Tema and Takoradi, like those lined up behind me, as well as those expected in the coming weeks, and the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. For our phrase of the day today, we will tell you what we mean by discharge port.
Discharge port. Discharge port refers to a port where cargo is unloaded from the vessel.
Our health and safety tip today focuses on safety boots or shoe.
Safety boots or shoes. Safety shoes are personal protective equipment for foot protection at workplaces. They prevent foot injuries caused by heavy objects, sharp piercing edges, pinch points, hot objects, splinters, chemicals, and electricity. Proper safety shoes can also help prevent falls due to slippery surfaces and keep the feet warm in cold weather. Safety shoes are also known as safety boots.
All right, viewers, this is where Iron Pot comes to a close. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Iron Pot content can be found on our YouTube channel, Iron Pot. Subscribe, like, and share our videos. Thank you for watching.